Hi there, this is the Victats podcast. This is a podcast about tatting, not the skin and ink kind of tatting, but the needle, shuttle, and thread kind of tatting. In all honesty, this is mostly about cross stitch today, but my name is Vicki Clark, and I am podcasting you from my home in Smiths Falls. I haven't done a video since like October, and part of that is because I finally got an opportunity to move back into my house. And everything is good. And going well. Yep. But you know, it took a little bit of time to get in, like my hair, in and out of the house, and then or get my stuff moved over and everything. And then just at the end of the month, I was sick. And then I was sick, and so not a lot got done then, and then it was Christmas and all that stuff, so you know, whatever. But that's what's going on. So I'm super happy to be in my home, and I thought what I'm gonna do is split this into two, because what happened was I thought it's easier for me to tell you about what's going on, and it's easier to upload when it's short. Okay. Just in tatting, what I did was I did a lot of bookmarks for Christmas that are just simple motifs that I'd done a book that I had uploaded to a lot of the tatting groups during COVID, just because I never, just so people had something to do. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was totally aiming to the wrong place. So it's kind of like this style, very simple. Anyways, the book is in the files of some tatting groups. I can't think of the names of the tatting groups, but like just tatting and that kind of stuff. No pictures, but there are diagrams. Okay, and then I wanted to show you this neat thing. This is a container that you get 30 sticks of gum in. It's like dentine. It's like $5. I know, my niece gets it, and I told her I want the containers. Now, of course, now that I told her that I want the containers, she's not buying this gum anymore. She's 14. Anyways, whatever. But I kind of hoped she'd get a bunch of these for Christmas, and she did not. Anyways, so it's kind of a handy thing to have, and a shuttle and thread and one of the short little crochet hooks fit in there really well. And then I just took a piece of cardstock and put it in there. I had it on both sides, but it actually then was more in the way. So I'm sure you could glue it together and it would be fine. But that's what I've been using as my tatting carrier. And then I'm not worried about the needle poking through. Now, of course, this is only going to work for small stuff, but I thought it was pretty cool. Okay, the other thing I did finish, non-tatting, is I haven't washed it yet, and I have dogs, so I feel I need to wash it, but I finished the blanket for Ella. And what I did is, if you're gonna make baby blanket, don't cast on 100 stitches. And then I was initially thinking it would go like this, okay? Kind of like long ways, but I actually found I didn't like it looking like that. It looked like I feel like it looks like I didn't buy enough yarn or something. Anyways, not true, but that's what it feels like to me. But so what I would recommend, instead of doing what I did and trying to make it, go this way, is just stick with the regular horizontal and for the length. And this was, I cast on 100 stitches for this. I'm pretty sure it was 100. And I actually think I'm doing another baby blanket. And I think for an actual baby blanket, now mind you, Ella's gonna be over 2 years old when she gets this. So, perhaps it doesn't need to be a baby blanket. But if I'm doing, I started another one that is another baby blanket. And it is, I cast it on 50 stitches. So, and I think that's more baby blanket size, because you're gonna add another inch or two when you do the outside. And the neat thing I did do with that blanket that I'm going to do again is I did the chenille around the outside, and I think it just adds okay, so it makes it look wonky a bit, but it just adds a little bit of softness. And you know, debate, you know, it's nice to have that little bit of extra softness. So I gave up a little bit of the appearance in order to have it be kind of cozy. Yep. Yep. And that chenille shit is just a pain in the ass to stitch with, so, or crochet with. So anyways, okay. So, and then from here on out, it's mostly cross stitch. Yep. Okay. So, in October, if you watched the last one, I had finished some October stitching and some Thanksgiving stitching, and made them into pillows, and I think I've shown them to you. So if not, then you'll see them next year. But then I started a pattern by the designer for cottage garden samplings, and the book is this book that I got from Hirschner's. And I found out about it because of East Coast Crafter, because she had shown it and done a flip through, and I'd seen this pattern and totally fell in love with it. And it is a, let me find the original picture. It's a wreath, and it was originally stitched, there's the picture. It was originally stitched with Country Garden, no, sorry, with, what is it called? Gentle Art Samplers thread, but I'm not a big fancy floss thread. I don't like the color pooling. Even though color pooling does not bother me whatsoever in crochet, I don't kind of like it in cross stitch. And if it's a subtle variegation, then that's fine, but it just looks streaky to me. I'm just not my look. So I did a DMC conversion, and Wool Time here in Ottawa has Gentle Arts, and they have DMC. So I just pulled the Gentle Arts, did a comparison, and then chose what I thought was the closest. Now, the letters are kind of ghosty in the picture, so that's why I wanted to imitate. This is a 16 count oatmeal Ada. That's just the loops and thread stuff from Michaels. And I think I had thrown this into a bath of blue dye just to darken it up a bit. The thing is that this there's a kind of a tanny color that's not quite showing up. So I think what I'm gonna do with that is backstitch it. So backstitch around the tail and the hair, and then this flower on the pony, and that's what I'm gonna do. I love this pattern. I think it looks absolutely freaking gorgeous, so I will probably do it again. And if I do it again, what I'm going to do is the colors on the actual, okay, so one, I love the way it looks in the picture, so that's why I wanted to do it, this one. But the colors in the graph actually are really cute too, so I might do something that's a little more contrasty with the greens and the browns, because the brown, there's a green and a brown, there's a brown, and then there's a greeny brown that kind of, it's hard. They were a good match, and when they're absolutely side by side, you can tell that they're not the same, but they are so close that it's hard to, you know, really see the difference, although it's showing up better here. Really love doing this, and it's so funny because I oscillate between loving stitching on 18 count and with one strand, and then hating it. But I think that probably it would be less onerous for me if I were to use the thread waxer. Anyways, my goal was to kind of get up to the bow and then fill everything back in, like to work my way up and around. And I did a bottom start because I was worried that I didn't get this placed properly and everything. But I love this. The other way I thought this would look freaking fantastic is if it was done on Russian tea cake, because that's the linen that I like. It's a 37 count with the silk, and I think that would look freaking amazing. So yep. Anyway, so I'm gonna finish this, and then I think I will do, there's a lot of motifs from this wreath as well that are totally usable, but I think I might stitch it again as a gift. And on the thing, it has it in a white frame, so I would probably match it again. The other thing I did was I like the ghosty letters, but I actually took some metallic and overstitched the one leg to give it a little more whatever, and maybe dimension. Maybe I should have just done two, I don't know. Anyways, I overstitched the one leg. All right, so that's this. And this I'm gonna kind of, not put away, but not work on for a little bit because I'm trying to make myself walk away from Christmas because I found a lot of Christmas stuff I wanted to do. So I was working on that. The other thing I was working on is, hold on a second, because oh, okay. There's a couple things that I did. One is, you know, fell back and left with perforated paper. So I did this little angel, which is a pattern from Punching Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And what I did is I didn't do the colors, but I kind of mounted her on here, but I didn't hard stick her because I like the bow on here, but I don't like it overshadowing her. So I think I might, you know, kind of gone through a couple things where I have her lower, or I think I might just change, like I'll change it to another bow that doesn't hang down, I think. But yeah, so I did that. And the other thing I did is I think I was working on this the last time I podcasted, but maybe not. This is from Twin Peaks Primitive, and it's from their gingerbread book. And I did do the gingerbready colors, but the rest of it was just stuff I had in stash. And if you look closely, you'll see where sometimes I take what I call a left turn at Albuquerque, and my stitch goes too far. And I never see it at the time, right? So you'll see like there's a little blemish on her, I think, in here. Anyways, so, but when I finished her, I thought she reminded me, this little gingerbread, of Mimi from the Drew Carey show. I don't know if you remember that. So that's why I wrote "Eat Me" on there. And there's the backing there. I do a lot of pillow finishes, although while I'm an indifferent seamstress, it just seems easy. And this was going to be a pillow finish. This is also from Twin Peaks Primitive. When they went on their, oh my God, when they had, not Stitch Mania, Dutch Mania, they put their patterns on sale. And I've loved this one. And so even though I have lots of Twin Peak Primitive patterns, I purchased this. And this is probably most of what I did a good portion of what I did when I was homesick, because what I was able to do is just outline and then fill in. So I didn't have to follow a pattern, and that was really cool. Really had a good time with this part, had a good time doing this. And I love the little snowflakes because I think that kind of adds a little bit. The only thing I didn't do is there's supposed to be a line of stitching around that I didn't do, and I probably should have done some down here, but I didn't. It just felt really done to me. And originally this is going to be a pillow finish, but to be honest, when I finished it this far, and so you can still see where I'm going to stuff it, I actually just left it like this because that looks really cute as a little table decoration, table mat. Now, let's all remember that I'm traditionally, mostly, a tatter, so I like doilies, and I like things that sit on the surface. I like those kind of things. I like those kind of decorations. And then I use the Merry Christmas. Okay, for some reason I'm really into doing letters right now. And I use the Merry Christmas. Sorry, I have packed all this stuff away because I forgot that I was going to tell you about it. So, oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Well, never mind. Okay. I had done the Merry Christmas on some green Ada, and then put a couple of the trees from that Plum Street samplers called Day of Christmas, and made a little thing to go into a tray. The other thing I did was, this is from Pinker and Hunkin Quilting, is I did a, oh shoot, and the bow's gone, but here we go. I did a little, the Santa Claus. Now in her pattern, the Santa Claus goes around here and he's holding onto a candy cane, but I liked him like this. It's not looking as pretty in the thing as it does in person, but it looks super cute in person. And I just cut them out and stuck them on here on the, and I didn't feel any need to stitch any closer around. I think it looks super cute. What was the other thing? So when I finished doing the, when I was sick and I finished doing this, then what happened was before I was sick, when I was doing the other perforated paper stuff. Oh, these were from the Dollar Tree. I wish I'd bought more of them. I thought I was being crazy when I bought the ones I did, but I did not buy enough. Sorry, this is another motif from a pattern in punch needle and primitive stitcher. And again, I just taped it on, like, you know, with double-sided tape, and added the greenery. Okay. So then what happened was, so I'm homesick and I'm bored. So then I have these little pieces of fabric around. And so I actually do, this is a Liz Matthews pattern. And I did this. And because it's, you know, again, you outline and then you fill in. I didn't have to think too much about it. And I really enjoyed it, had a really good time with this. And so then I moved on to one of her other patterns. So once I was done that, now this originally was going to be finished much different. And I had started to do it, but I wasn't really feeling very good, so I stopped. And then when I went back to it, I totally screwed it up. I think I did that when I was feeling sick. I could be lying. Because the other, either way, it doesn't matter, because I ended up moving on and doing this. And this is done with, I don't think I have, oh right, because the coloring of this, I put in some random place. This is a variegated from DMC, and then the matching colors is what I use for the Merry Christmas and the trees and everything. I really enjoyed this, and I actually was surprised by how much I enjoyed actually just doing one color stitching, like stitching with one floss, like one color. And then here's the little deer again on the size 18 DMC, or Ada. It's funny how I go back and forth between hating it and loving it. You know, what'd be really cute is with that little deer motif is I have the 18 count perforated paper, and that would be super cute too. Okay, all right, so just looking to see if there's anything else. So I made a lot of cross stitch decorations this year, which was really quite cute. There's a couple other things that aren't here, I don't think. Okay. Okay, well, I can't remember where else there was, so I'm going to declare that that's everything. And if I think of anything, I'll backtrack. Got this little decoration at the Dollar Tree because I thought it would be really cute with a little stitch thing in front of it. And I had at first tried putting the angel there, but I think, well, without the other stuff, she'd be fine, but she doesn't look good with these things. So if you're going to take it apart and do it, then it would be perfect that way. But something a little bit shorter would be cute on here too. Anyways, okay. All right, so let me just put this back in. Okay, and then the one other thing, oops, I did was I had signed up for a exchange. So I did this pattern from Darlene Dion Designs. And this was really easy to do when I was sick because again, I could just outline and then fill in. and I didn't have to think when I was filling in. So I did that. I finished it with craft felt, which all of a sudden has become very linty. Oops, sorry. And I kind of made a wee bit of a mistake, because what I should have done was stitch the front, because I layer up the felt, so you can see there's a little bit of burgundy there. I don't know why, I just like that. And what I should have done, and I normally do, is I do the Aida to the one piece of felt, and then I glue the other felt on, and then I did a tatted topper there. And what I did with the tatted topper is I made the trefoil, one trefoil, and then I left a long enough space to make my loop, and then I made another trefoil, and then I sewed them together over top of here, and a little generic kind of snowflake on the back there. So stitching's really good. I like the finish. The only thing is this stitching on the back that I would normally cover it up, but I made a mistake, and I want to send it out, so I'm not gonna fiddle with it. I'm too afraid to ruin it. So bird in hand. So that will be getting mailed out tomorrow. Okay, and then one other thing I did, hold on. Here, I might as well grab this one up. Is, I was in a finishing thing. So I actually finished, this is a dimensions pattern that I'd finished earlier this year, started last year. It's a little snowflake house. Love this pattern, love how it looked. I was there's supposed to be French knots on there, and I was gonna do those with beads instead, but I actually opted out of the French knots. And until you look up really close, you don't miss them. And then I labeled it Frosty so that I could leave it out all winter. And then the other little thing I made with the size 18 is this the letters I just made, so that's why they're kind of awkward, but this little banner, and then I used felt on the back and stitched around the outside and made a little banner. Okay. Okay, I think that's all that I had stitched, all right? So I'm gonna sign off, wish you happy tatting, and then I'm going to go through and show you what I'm stitching, okay? Because like I said, it's harder for this to upload. And yep, all right, okay, cheers.